pushing my books on Amazon and Kindle right now. And I tell you what, everything's going real good. Got to put a little, get a little sweat out my eye before I start this video, you know. I'm not cooking today. I'm not dancing. I'm not singing. You know, I'm an author, a published author on Amazon internationally and national. I tell you what, now I've got some pretty good books out there for those of you that have never been to my site. You know, have never been to Amazon and look up Ted Bourque, B-O-U-R-Q-U-E. Some of them might have Chef Bourque on there. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about some of my books I've got out there. A lot of you have already read some, and, you know, talking about myself, I'm not this great big scholarly person, you know. I pretty much write the way I talk. You know, at the beginning of the book, how you got all this stuff, you got the forward and you got some other things and all that, then the story starts. Well, mine, the story just starts. You know, that's just the way it is. That's the way I am. I hope you enjoy them. Check them out. You might enjoy them. You've got some kids there that's school age, you know, maybe some young teenagers or whatever. My books are pretty clean, you know. I don't have nothing going wrong with it. Anyway, tell you a little bit about them. The first one is The Closet. And this is pretty much, give you a little background on it. This is pretty much about a young man looking to buy a house, you know, and, you know, he meets this realtor and she wants to show him property, and they have, you know, some issues in there, you know, with each other, etc. It's a good book. It's called The Closet. Check it out. Just check it out. His name is, you know, the guy's name is Kramer. With a K, I believe. Oh, yeah. Got another book out. Got my little notes trying to keep in order here, you know. The other book is called A Murder on Grand Point Road. You know, back after the Civil War, there was a young man. He wasn't an old gentleman. He was young, and he was a bullyish type. Very nice guy, great family. They lived out in the country. He fought in the Civil War, come back and got a little piece of land and started making himself his family and all that and keeping his crops up. And anyway, he was murdered. And this is a pretty good book. I think it is. You know, the best of my recollection is what I heard about the old boy. He had a wife named Selena, and she was something else. Let me tell you. Anyway, the old boy was murdered, and his name was Louis Corvell. He was murdered, shot in the back with a 12 gauge, I believe, or something like that. Anyway, it's a good book, great story. Come on over to Amazon and get at it, enjoy it. And I believe if you join their Prime, that you might be able to get my book for free. But check it out and see, okay? My next story I had in there was Bayou Point. And Bayou Point, it's about a youngster, maybe 11 or 12 years old, you know, coming of age, noticing young girls and everything. And, you know, he lives on the bayou, he crawfishes with his daddy, he fishes for a living, try to make a few dollars. That's the way the kids are. You know, this is where, you know, the boats come and pick you up to go to school and things like that. But it's a good book, very good book. It's a tragedy happens in there, you know, with his mama, his daddy, his sister. But it's a good book. Pleasurable read. Let me tell you what. It's good. Good book. Then I got a book called A Murder on Bayou Point. And this brings out, A Murder on Bayou Point brings out Rene Blue Denou. He's a psychic investigator. And he is called upon by a church pastor who's taking care of one of the children, to investigate and see what happened to the family. And it's very good. It goes all the way from when he gets there from New Orleans to Bayou Point. He arrives there all the way to the end whenever he finds out what's going on out there at Bayou Point. Yeah, I can't, tell you a whole story, so give me a break, Jack. Then, I have another story out there, another book on Amazon called Sadies Lou, Old and Rare Bookstore. It's about a young lady. This young girl reaches 18. You're in New York City and you're 18 years old, and you're a ward of the state, and they're going to take you and say, look here, you're on your own. Goodbye, young girl. Here's $100. Take you to the bus station. Go wherever you want. We've done all we can to raise you. And it's a state house, Anyway, she takes her money, grabs her little bag of clothing, whatever she's got, and she leaves. It's almost the beginning of winter. And, she's just trying to take care of herself, at nighttime, sleeping in well-lit doorways and places like that, trying to take care of herself. Because she doesn't know where she come from. She had memory problems as a child. But it's a good book because this here is not the ending of Bayou Point. It's not the ending. Matter of fact, there's another sequel coming later because I've still got to go and do some research on some folks. Anyway, y'all need to check it out. She wanders New York City. She lives in the streets of New York City. She's a homeless person. But you know what? There's always success somewhere. Always success for a young lady like that. And she meets a Cajun boy. His name is Early Patin. Let me tell you what, the sparks might fly a little bit here. Check out my books over on Amazon. And tell them, I sent you, or don't tell them I sent you. That one there, I believe, is another one that if you join the Amazon Prime, that you can go ahead and get the book for free, I believe. I'm not sure how. They got all this stuff, They got all these plans and everything. Hey, look, I got a dog in the back of me. I got a plane or something, a lawnmower or something across from the bayou. I got a big old jet that just flew over a minute ago. I just can't find any quiet place to relax. Anyway, I'm going to talk to y'all later. Check out my books. It's very good, and it's enjoyable reading. It's clean reading if that's what you like. I got some clean reading for you. Oh, well, it's been a day. Good night, y'all.